Prince Harry and Meghan Markle facing criticism as members of the Invictus Games Foundation reveal a growing frustration with the royal couple. Let's bring in our News Nation entertainment expert, Paula Froelich, here with the scoop. Hello.
Harry's world is cracking, and this time it's not Meghan's podcast or King Charles, it's the Invictus Games, the thing he was proud of for years. Harry called it his biggest achievement for vets and wounded soldiers, proof he still had purpose. But now with the 2027 Games back in the UK, his need for fame and control is shining a harsh light on him.
Former major in the British Army, he's well respected, he's part of the intelligence corps, he's called out the royal couple, labeling them as narcissists. Break it down for us, Paula.
It is. So this week on Twitter...
So Harry asked for royal-style security for him and Meghan at the Games. But the Invictus CEO didn't just say no, he roasted him with a line that's now viral among royal insiders. Do you still need guards in your own home? Let's break down this mess because it's not just about bodyguards, it's about entitlement, hypocrisy, and how even Invictus is slipping from his control. Insiders say Harry personally pushed for VIP-level protection at the 2027 UK Games. Not normal event security. He wanted snipers on rooftops, restricted zones, taxpayer-funded escorts, the full royal treatment lost when he left the family. The boldness shocked everyone. This wasn't about keeping vets or officials safe. It was about shielding Harry and Meghan from hecklers.
Here's what he said. He said, the wounded veterans of Invictus are done, utterly and irrevocably done with Harry and his wife. They've seen war, they've faced death, they've dragged their broken body.
Harry's demand showed why many in Britain see him as delusional, a man who left the monarchy but still wants its perks. When his request hit Invictus CEO Dominic Reid, the reply was fast, sharp, and humiliating. A private message leaked saying, "This is a homecoming, not a battlefield. Do you still need security in your own home?"
Really great. It was really all about the veterans, and that's it. He was very hands-on, and then there became Megxit, and he became less hands-on because, of course, it's over.
For a veterans event, the blow was harsh. Harry, the self-called soldier prince, now looked paranoid, mocked for treating the Games like his own fortress. What should have been his proud moment is now a joke, and Invictus made it clear the spotlight belongs to the athletes, the wounded vets, amputees, and their families, not an ex-royal trying to steal the show.
And they're saying, you know what? Once or twice a year, he and Meghan, or he, Prince Harry, flies in alone and swoops in to be like, these are the Games, and get really great PR. And they're kind of annoyed.
That one shift from Prince Harry's Games to the Veterans Games shows just how much he's lost control. The Invictus CEO didn't just say, no, he ran the whole event without Harry's ego. This is the hypocrisy the world can't ignore. Harry built Invictus on courage, sacrifice, and resilience. Yet he's now obsessed with his own safety, demanding VIP treatment and whining about risk. Vets are flying in from war zones, missing limbs. And Harry thinks the threat is protesters waving signs. Even his critics say this shows the ugliest side of him, the self-called champion of soldiers who can't even honor the courage and strength of those he's supposed to serve.
It's traumatizing. You know, Harry has said multiple times he just wants to dedicate his life to the charities, but this year it has not gone well. You have Senta Bali, the charity he co-founded with Princeso, and
Harry's security bubble would have needed UK taxpayers' money, police road closures, and national security budgets, and outrage is already huge. Ordinary families struggling with bills are being asked to protect a prince who quit his role but still wants perks. Social media is savage. You left, you can't come back, asking us to pay for your paranoia polls. Even show most Brits think Harry and Meghan should handle their own security without bothering anyone else.
Kind of blamed both sides, both Harry and the charity chairwoman, Sophie Chandaka, for bringing this fight public. Now, they did clear Harry of bullying. However, that's one charity. The next charity is Africa Parks.
The humiliation is out in the open, clear and impossible to spin when Harry asked for VIP security for him and Meghan at the 2027 Games. The Invictus CEO hit back hard, saying, "This is a homecoming, not a battlefield. Do you still need security in your own home?" That wasn't just a no. It was a sharp rebuke. Calling them the Brightons shows how out of touch the Sussexes seem to the British public, even if he created Invictus.
Theater of two narcissists desperate for applause. Now, these are fighting words, Hannah. It's really kind of rough, but
no, it's not rough. It's true. Let's read it all in its glory.
And the organizers are making it clear Invictus is for veterans, not a stage for entitlement. The CEO and trustees, led by Rob Owen Obi, stressed that the game's integrity comes before celebrity wants. By denying Harry elite protection, they keep the spotlight on wounded warriors, not a prince, still chasing relevance from his Californian hideaway.
Sadly, I went to try to go to Edward's account. His whole account has been blocked. Did the Sussex squad get to him? Like, look at this. His whole account is gone. And you click on over, doesn't exist. Not just the tweet, the whole account. And I went through. This was a real account. He had like 7,000 followers.
When the games return to the UK in 2027 on Queen Camilla's 80th birthday, the palace remains completely silent, and royal commentators are saying that Prince William will most likely skip the event, worried about optics security and not wanting to support what he sees as a self-serving charade. Meanwhile, the Invictus Committee is reportedly planning and organizing events without Harry, showing very clearly that the games will move forward with or without him under pressure. And despite Harry trying a half-hearted olive branch, it looks like too little too late, as the spotlight is fully shifting to the veterans, their courage, their achievements, and their stories, leaving Harry sidelined, struggling to stay relevant and clinging to a role that the world has made clear no longer belongs to him.
This was clearly not some bot. And a lot of photos of himself, like, this was a dude, clearly there. Anyway, thankfully here, HRH, thank you, salute for archiving this. So there we go, fame-hungry parasite, he married, they faced out the bodies, and now they're expected to play in the grotesque theater of two.
He is planning to email King Charles and Prince William invitations to the 2027 Invictus Games. But the big question is whether this is a genuine attempt at reconciliation or just a sign of desperation. Royal insiders say reactions are mixed. Yes, royal backing is important for the veterans, but the cracks run deep. Would accepting his invite make the king look petty or give Harry one last shot at redemption? Invictus was once promoted around the world as Harry's great achievement. Now, both the monarchy and the veterans community see straight through the facade and see a man clinging to relevance, desperate for applause, and trying to salvage a spotlight that has long since moved on from him.
Says desperate for applause. Meghan Markle is not a humanitarian. She is a scavenger, circling the sacred with cameras in tow, draped in designer grief and counterfeit empathy. She turns every solemn tribute into a photo opportunity, every scar into a set piece.
That legacy is slow falling apart with no royal titles. VIP requests flatly denied, Hollywood friends going quiet, and even his Prince of Wales roots being questioned. Invictus may continue to exist, but Harry's grip over his creation is completely gone. He founded Invictus as his redemption arc, a way to prove purpose and courage. But by trying to bend it into a platform for his own entitlement, he has turned what should have been a proud legacy into a public spectacle, full of demands, rejections, and fading alliances, leaving his reputation and influence in steady decline.
The woman wouldn't know sacrifice if it bled out in front of her. And as for Harry, he had once earned our respect, but he sold it for a docuseries and a podcast that even Spotify couldn't stomach. He abandoned his regime, his regiment, his family, his queen. Then
the Invictus Games may march on, but Harry's role in their story is shrinking fast. A prince who once stood proudly as the founder now finds himself begging for VIP treatment at his own creation, only to be told flat out, no. The memes are already writing themselves. Do you need security in your own home is trending as the internet punchline. Veterans and royal watchers mock him for turning a noble cause into a personal vanity project, and the palace seems completely unbothered, leaving Harry looking like a man exiled from the world body control. Yet the real kicker is that the Invictus Games will survive, they'll thrive, they'll continue to stand tall for veterans. Courage, resilience, and recovery far beyond Harry's fading influence. And even as he struggles to cling to relevance, the legacy of the games will outshine his personal drama, proving that true honor belongs to those who serve, not those who seek the spotlight.
Crawling back to the very very veterans he left behind, hoping their heroism might cover the stench of his cowardice. But the veterans see through him now. He's no brother in arms. He's a cautionary tale. The games were
without needing to bend to the whims of a prince who abandoned his duty yet still craves privilege. The big question now is, has Harry officially lost the one legacy he had left, or is this just another tantrum in a long string of humiliations and missteps before he eventually fades into irrelevance? I want to hear from you. Do you think Invictus should finally cut all ties with Harry altogether, or should the games still honor him as their founder despite all his scandals, failures, and outrageous demands? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back, because this discussion is going to set the section on fire. And if you think the world has finally seen through Prince Harry's desperate acts and his relentless grasp for attention, smash that like button so more people can witness just how far he has truly fallen. And because one thing is absolutely certain, when the founder becomes the problem, the legacy moves forward stronger and brighter without him proving that true honor, respect, and recognition belong not to those chasing perks, privileges, and ego, but to the veterans. The courage, the resilience, and the unbreakable spirit that the Invictus Games were always meant to celebrate, showing that no matter how much one person tries to twist a noble cause to a vanity project, the heart of the mission remains untouchable and continues to inspire generations far beyond the reach of any single prince.
Built by warriors, forged in agony, sanctified by those who've suffered beyond imagining. They are not a red carpet for grifters, nor a stage for Meghan's endless performances of self-infatuation. Invictus must cast them out, not politely, not discreetly, ruthlessly, because every second they...
The legacy has to be protected from him, and the irony could not be sharper. Remember, the Invictus Games were entirely Harry's brainchild, the one project that gave him global respect and admiration, even as everything else in his life was falling apart around him. But now the very people he once championed and claimed to support are pushing back against him, basically saying, this isn't about you anymore, and the weight of that rejection could not be clearer. Think about how catastrophic this is for his image. Without Invictus, what is left? The Netflix deals are flopping spectacularly. His books have stirred more backlash than sympathy, and even his Hollywood connections are drying up fast if the games distance themselves from him. Harry isn't just losing influence, he's losing the one thing that ever made him seem relevant, respected, or capable of leadership, and the world is watching closely, seeing clearly that leaving the monarchy took more than just his title. It left him exposed, vulnerable, and struggling with a fading fame that even his own creation no longer protects, as the veterans take center stage, reclaiming the spotlight for courage, resilience, and sacrifice. It becomes painfully obvious that Harry's role is shrinking with every passing moment, leaving him on the sidelines, while the mission he once led continues to thrive and inspire far beyond anything he can control. And the contrast could not be starker. Here is a man who once stood on podiums proud as the founder of a global movement, now reduced to pleading for VIP treatment at the very event built his name around, mocked by insiders and the public alike, while the true heroes of Invictus step into the light, finally free from the shadow of a prince, more concerned with status and protection than with the people vowed to serve. This is a turning point where the legacy of the games proves stronger than any single individual, showing that real honor comes from action, courage, and selflessness, not from titles, privileges, or desperate attempts to cling to relevance. And as the world watches this drama unfold, it is clear that the Invictus Games will endure and flourish long after Harry's role has diminished, leaving him as a cautionary tale of how quickly entitlement and ego can erode even the most carefully crafted public image, and how the mission of serving veterans is far greater than any single person's need for attention or applause.
Near this sacred institution is a second too long. Our wounded deserve dignity, not drama.
He is losing the last shred of credibility he had left on the world stage. And what about the UK 2027 Games that was supposed to be his triumphant return moment? Yet now all the talk isn't about celebrating veterans. It's about whether Harry will even show his face without being booed. The UK press is already sharpening their knives, and you can bet the public won't stay silent. He tries to twist Invictus into another vanity project, rather than letting it shine as the celebration of courage, resilience, and sacrifice that it was always meant to be. Hey everyone, if you want the latest deep dives and no filter breakdowns on royal drama and all things behind the headlines, make sure to hit that subscribe button.